First, we have to make notes for our meeting with Foreign Minister Ribbentrop.
Vande Mataram!
What does it mean?
Hail the motherland, sir.
Your Excellency, I hope we can clear the air in our meeting today.
You will be pleased to know that we are actively considering your memorandum, Herr Bose.
But we do need a few clarifications, Herr Bose. What do you think would happen if the British were suddenly to leave India?
Naturally, a national government would be formed.
With you as the leader.
No. The leader will be elected democratically by the people of India.
But how will you govern? Aren't there too many religious differences? Won't there be a chaos?
Many religions, yes. Chaos? No. We have lived with many religions for centuries, well before the British colonized us. But that's besides the point. What I want immediately is recognition of India as a free nation by the Third Reich. Italy and Japan are both willing, and I'm sure the Soviet Union will consider it.
It's not that simple. You see, the Führer believes that the British have done a great deal to civilize India.
Civilize India? Perhaps the Führer isn't aware that Indian civilization goes back several thousand years.
We understand your apprehensions, Herr Bose, but the question is, how will the unarmed masses of India defeat the army of the powerful British Empire?
But the might of this empire rests on their control of India. And how do they control India? They hold India through force of arms with an army of Indians. After all, there are only 70,000 British soldiers in India. The rest are Indians. We only need to raise an army of 50,000 men to liberate India.
But where will these men come from?
From the Indian prisoners of war here in Germany and in Italy, as I have stated in my memorandum. Once they learn that the Axis powers have recognized our government in exile, they will definitely fight for their motherland rather than be mercenaries for their British masters.
And you will take this army all the way to India through Russia and Afghanistan?
Yes. When I meet the Führer, I will give him my detailed plan. It is imperative that I meet him as soon as possible.
We are doing our best.
I will be frank with you, Herr Bose. The Führer gets the impression that Indian leadership is not well disposed towards Germany.
Yes. There is that feeling since the Nazis considered Germans to be racially superior. This hasn't gone too well with us. And the negative remarks about Indians in the Führer's book Mein Kampf has not helped matters.
We realize your anxiety on this matter, but I advise you not to raise this matter with the Führer if and when you meet him. You should understand that you cannot start any activity here unless the Führer is in your favor.
You mean you could put me in prison if I do not agree to work on your terms?
Certainly not, Your Excellency, but you could be incapacitated and will have to remain inactive.
If I wanted to remain inactive, I could have remained in a British prison. I would rather go elsewhere or even back to India and fight from there.
But, Your Excellency, even for leaving Germany, you will require our permission. Isn't that so?
Herr Kepler, I have heard a lot about your Gestapo. I don't know whether they're present in this room too. But believe me, the British CID is no less efficient and ruthless. But I have foiled them and escaped.
फिरता रहा मैं देश देश मन में उसे बसाए उसके इर्द गिर्द जीवन के लम्हे मिटाए बनाए
Hi, Hitler!
Please.
May I make an observation if the Führer has no objection?
Yes, of course.
Perhaps the Führer has been misinformed about India and Indians.
Really? What have I said that upsets you?
In your book Mein Kampf, you have written, England will lose India only if it allows its administrative machinery to be dominated by Indians. And further, I, as a German, prefer to see India under British domination than any other country.
That's because colonized people like you Indians take up cowardly stances like Gandhi's passive resistance. This is not what India needs. The agenda for India should be: 1, eliminate the British; 2, avoid the Russians; 3, make an agreement with Japan. Only after you've done that, you will be able to organize and reconstruct your country, which will take at least 100 years, provided you work hard like us Germans.
Your Excellency, I too have been in politics all my life. I have come to you for support in our fight against a common enemy, and not for advice.
Yeah. Germany and India have the same enemies: Britain and Russia. Britain has colonized India and now wants to dominate all of Europe. But whatever Churchill might think, Britain can never defeat Germany. Of course you must fight the British, but also keep an eye on Russia and its red friends like your Pandit Nehru. Communism is a scourge which must be stamped out from the face of the earth.
Your Excellency, if I may suggest, you were wrongly advised into opening a second front against the Soviet Union. A strategic mistake which will divide German forces and spread them thin over all of Europe and Africa.
Mistake? Certainly not. Take it from me. Russia will be defeated by this winter. We are already at the gates of Moscow.
Only time will tell, Your Excellency.
Now pay attention to what I say. If Germany, like Japan, were at India's frontiers, I would have told you to march with me into India. Come. Come here and see this. See how far Germany is from India. Very far, But it seems you are in a great hurry. You want your freedom right now. So it's better that you go to Japan and march with an army into India.
May I then request Your Excellency for an aeroplane to take me there?
You want to fly half the globe in an aeroplane? Oh, impossible and quite foolish. We have to find a safer passage for you. Have you ever traveled in this? It is called a U-boat and moves under the sea. Take this and go by the old route around Africa like Vasco da Gama. We are presenting India with a unique opportunity. You will now be able to throw off the English yoke without falling into Russian hands.
Gandhi's call "do or die" has created a huge storm in India. Now is the right time for us to march in with the Indian National Army.
As you know, Bose-san, Japan is always happy to help you.
I appreciate that. But our German friends do not seem to share our sense of urgency.
Don't worry, Bose-san. Our armies are in full possession of Singapore, Malaya, and Burma. A few months' delay will not matter much.